So how did all this lead you into what you're doing now? How did you kind of transition into this energy and environmental and humanitarian side of things?
Well, let me tell you, it's been let's just say that it's been a faith walk. When you own something, a business, and you spend so much time and quality of life building it and all of that, in many ways it becomes sort of the center of your life. And I was married, and my husband ran the photography business with me, and we were in different cities probably every week pursuing this bigger dream for this global photography company. And at the end of it, he got burnt out, and I sort of just, just sort of lost my way a little bit. And we went through a divorce, and I went through a very difficult time after that personally. And during that time, I spent literally about 3 years on my knees just praying, going, God, I don't know what you want from me, but I know that I'm created for a purpose, and I'd really be appreciative if you'd show me what that is. So literally, after I sold that business in December of 2010, I sold a part of we had 3 photography businesses that were sort of doing different things. And so we sold 2 of the 3 companies and decided that I would just take some time just to kind of figure out what it is I was supposed to be doing. And I went and did some mission work, and I went to Cambodia and basically worked with some orphans over there, started a foundation to look after 3 orphanages, 100 kids in Cambodia, and it was so rewarding. But I realized that a donor model is not really sustainable. And from January of 2011 until March of 2011, I literally started having some dreams at night. And I would wake up, and the vision and dreams for RAISE, the name of my company, it's RAISE, and it means Responsible Alliance and Social Enterprise. And the premise of it was that all these big global problems like hunger and homelessness and poor health and terrible water could be solved because there are businesses out there that create homes. There are businesses out there that know how to create electricity. There are people selling food for a profit every day, so they know how to grow it and they know how to distribute it. And so I just decided that I was going to start RAISE Global Services for the purpose of helping large for-profit companies add purpose to their DNA and start really looking at solving some of these big global problems. Well, in the midst of that, we would meet with the C-suite of executives at different companies, and always energy environmental came up in the conversation as something that every one of these executives would be interested in participating in and bringing into their corporation. But at that point in time, that's about 3.5 years ago, they felt like it was not cost effective to do that. An ROI of over 36 months, or an ROI, of over 36 months, what wouldn't be acceptable to them to say do an energy efficiency solution. So I decided to start RAISE Energy and met my chief technology officer, a guy named Tom Van Zeelen, who's probably the most brilliant person I'd ever met. He is an MBA from North Carolina who, for the past 5 years before that, had an R&D company just discovering technologies in energy. And I said, look, I said, you guys need help taking this stuff to market, and that's what I love to do. And I think we could do it for a higher purpose. So together we have created a line of LED lighting that is cost effective. Our typical ROI is less than 18 months, sometimes 0 months when you talk about tax advantages and incentives and everything. And we have created basically a product to replace 99% of whatever's out there in the commercial LED market. For example, we went into Hartsfield Airport and pulled out every single lamp and every single ballast they had in the whole entire airport and created a replacement for them that, for the most part, lowers their energy use by around 75%.
My goodness.
And what's funny is they said, we don't care about the energy savings. The fact that you don't have to change the bulb out for every 5 or 10 years is the bigger deal for us, because you have to stop trains and you have to bring in lifts and all of that stuff. So we prided ourselves on this line of LED that we have. It is superior, I might say. And since we're the manufacturers and we basically sell direct, we offer a solution for corporations that they normally just wouldn't be able to find because of the magnitude of the different types of things that we've done. But in addition to that, we have many other innovative products that we're bringing to market to cut energy use for HVAC systems, really cool things like we discovered and have brought to market a solution called Restore 1030 that will literally restore any HVAC chiller or refrigeration unit from where it is now back to its original SEER or EER rating. And it cleans out the oil fouling out of the existing system, and there are plenty of products that do that. But in addition to that, it lays down a Teflon coating inside of the system so it permanently bonds to the copper piping and permanently lowers a person's energy use. So, for example, we did a trial at a Bush distribution center in Fort Pierce, Florida. They had about several units that ended up being around 200 tons of AC units, HVAC units. And we put the Restore 1030 in there, and immediately they got a 23% energy reduction in their overall energy use for that facility. 23%, just wow. That. And so we didn't even put the LEDs in there. I mean, I'm like, but if you couple those together and some other things that we have, we can go into a facility and lower their energy use in half. Oh. And then what people will do is then come in and put the power generation stuff on. Solar panels, we're working on some really cool technology we're hoping to bring to the market really soon that is a water generator, power generation from water, not hydro. It separates the atom and it uses the hydrogen. So my goodness. We really wow. think that there's a great opportunity here for companies, communities, and countries to really get a grasp on this energy thing without spending a ton of money to do it, and sort of get that whole thing under control. And then out of our profit, we take about 10% of our profit. Sometimes it ends up more depending on what we've got, going on in a region. And we give the gift of energy back. There's 25% of the people on the planet don't have electricity. And we think the other 75% waste it. So what we're trying to do is help those companies that waste it make more money, put more money in their bottom line, and then in turn, we're able, because of our profits, to give the gift of energy to those that don't have it. And that is a really, really rewarding thing. That's what makes my heart sing, and that's what I believe is my true purpose.